Good morning, everyone. Starting off your Sunday morning with a live look out over downtown Denver. It is calm and quiet because it is super early still. Thank you so much for waking up early with us. I appreciate it. I'm Anusha here along with Keely. Got out in the afternoon with a little bit of sunshine yesterday, and it wasn't terrible.
Not too bad. It was still chilly, no doubt. It was chilly.
100%.
And today's going to actually be warmer, so we're going to make it up into the low 40s today, which is great news because we made it up into the 30s yesterday. So quite a bit warmer today. Lots of sunshine out there. We're going to have a few more clouds in the mix out there, but the sun will help warm temperatures up. And we're staying dry throughout the day today. Out there right now, we're sitting at 26 degrees at DIA, and you can see from our satellite imagery there, we're clear out there for the most part, but we do have those clouds moving in from the south. That's going to bring us a partly cloudy day, but again, temperatures are going to warm up nicely. We're going to make it up to about 42 degrees for a high today, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. Tonight, it's going to be another cold one. Those clouds will clear out and temperatures are going to drop down to about 12 degrees. Tomorrow, a little sunny and a little breezy. Those winds picking up, gusting at times up to 25 miles per hour. We're going to make it up to 43 degrees. Get out and enjoy it. Then we're going to drop down into the 30s. And then on Thursday, we'll be lucky if we make it into the single digits. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thanks so much for that, Keely. Well, this morning, Jefferson County deputies say they found a suspect that was related to a shooting and said that there's now no threat to the public. This was after families in the area had to shelter in place for a couple of hours. Deputies say a man shot a woman multiple times outside her apartment complex yesterday morning. Right as this show was ending yesterday, we started getting those alerts from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office saying they were looking for that suspect near South Sheridan and Highway 285 at the Bear Valley Club Apartments. The sheriff says the suspect did know the victim. Another person living in the apartment complex told us that he had heard the gunshots and then ran out to help.
As soon as I got to the window, I looked up, I saw her fall, and I was immediately out the door. I asked her who and where, and she clearly pretty much stated who it was and where it came from. And as soon as the police showed up, I reiterated everything to them.
So the woman was taken to the hospital. People living in the area were under that shelter-in-place order for a few hours as officers were searching for the suspect, who they say took off. They have located that suspect, but didn't say if he was arrested or in custody. We did reach out this morning to clarify, and the sheriff's office is saying that they're expecting to have more information later today. The Clear Creek County deputy accused of murder for the death of a man who called 911 for help has a history of questionable decisions. Now the county is getting ready to settle an excessive force case because of one of those decisions. This happened back in May of 2019. Video shows Manuel Camacho in the hallway of the Clear Creek County Jail waiting to appear in court on charges of vehicular eluding. A lawsuit filed by Camacho says that he asked a deputy to get a bigger restraint to accommodate swelling in his leg. Then Deputy Andrew Buin walks up and tackles him. Buin is currently facing second-degree murder charges for shooting and killing Christian Glass this summer. In an affidavit for the 2019 case, Buin claims Camacho turned to him in a threatening way and then took him to the ground. A lawyer for Christian Glass's family says that video shows the deputy has a pattern of using excessive force.
Only Officer Buin took it upon himself to grab and take to the ground by the head this restrained and handcuffed inmate who was simply asking for a larger shackle for his deformed left leg.
Camacho filed a complaint with the sheriff's office and says he told detectives he didn't want to press charges, but he wanted Buin to be disciplined. Records show that that did not happen. This week, attorneys for the county and the deputies indicated that they are ready to pay Camacho a settlement. The county told us that they couldn't comment on the size of that settlement until it was approved by the court. Well, the city of Denver says that it does need some more help right now. It is looking for medical and non-medical volunteers as the city's emergency migrant shelters is filling up. 76 more people showed up overnight yesterday. The shelters are now at 66% full. So to date, 872 people have arrived in Denver since December 9th. 380 people are staying in city emergency shelters. 172 are in other shelters run by city partners. So right now that means there's 552 people in shelters while the capacity is at 840. Nationally, there was a federal appeals court that denied a request from 19 Republican-led states to keep Title 42 in place. Title 42 was put in place during the pandemic, and it allowed federal immigration agents to quickly return people to their home countries. Republican state leaders said that lifting that policy would burden their states because of an influx of people. Since Title 42 was enacted in 2020 by the Trump administration, people have been sent back to Mexico around 2.5 million times. Title 42 is set to end Wednesday. The shortage of healthcare workers in rural settings is something that we talk about and see a lot here in Colorado. We also see it across the country. We also see it globally. A doctor from Rwanda is working to open the first burn center at his rural hospital and said he needed to come to Colorado for some help. We had a chance to meet him this week.
After 5 days, we'll take the whole dressing down, and if everything looks beautiful, switch you over to other wound care, and we can hopefully get you out of the hospital.
Inside this hospital, at UC Health's Burn and Frostbite Center,
And we'll probably have you work with crutches.
doctors are meeting patients
And you just start going back and forth until you see that it catches.
and also reviewing important skills.
Yeah, back and forth, fast, fast, fast.
Don't worry, that is just fruit.
That's nice. This is a nice technique. That's a nice approach to teach.
Dr. Bernard Umatoniwasi, or Dr. Mutoni for short, is learning everything he can about treating burn patients.
Assessment of burn patient, excision, and skin graft. It's many different things.
Back home in Rwanda, he's a general surgeon at Kibogora Hospital. They treat some burns, but sometimes have to transfer patients hours away.
We are establishing the burn unit. So we want to have a burn unit which is providing the care on the standard.
The vast majority of burn injuries in the globe happen in underdeveloped and poor countries. It is our duty to pass on the knowledge as a resource for surgeons like Dr. Mutoni to bring back to his people so that he can improve those outcomes.
Dr. Arik Victor is this burn center's medical director, and Dr. Cameron Gibson is a surgeon here too.
We believe that when someone is burned, they should receive the best care possible, and it shouldn't be dependent upon whether or not the burn happens in the United States, if it happens in Canada, or if it happens in Rwanda.
Soon, Dr. Mutoni will return to Rwanda with new technical skills.
One surgeon can't succeed. I'm going to teach my other health providers to my hospital so that we could improve together the health of burn patient.
And a new approach to build a burn unit there.
Thanks to Jenny for that story. Here is something that really caught Dr. Mutoni's attention here in Colorado. It's frostbite. He's learning all about it and said back home he's going to have a really hard time convincing people you can get so cold it can burn you. Well, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we are talking about the Broncos playing at Empower Field today. And if you wanted to go check out the game, now is the time because tickets are looking pretty cheap.